up, folks? It's time to kick it old school. Yeah.
Raj.
Herb.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right.
Are you worried that I'm going to bring up that you lost in fantasy football, and that's how we're going to start?
I
promise.
I came in fifth in our fantasy football league, but the commissioner, the one and only Herb, just happened to magically win. Again, the commissioner won. So kudos to Herb.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Raj,
you finally won.
Did you learn nothing from our debate series last year?
What? What do you mean?
Whoever's in charge usually wins.
So are you saying that this was rigged?
I'm not saying it's rigged. I'm just saying I'm glad I won.
Okay. Hey. All right.
Say hello to the fellow. What's up, Randy?
Randy. Yes, it is cold. It is cold outside.
Very cold.
Yes.
One half of the Alpha Pools. Won't say exactly what's going, but just shout out to the other half of the Alpha Pool. Hope everything is okay.
Hope all is well. Yeah.
Yeah. Hope all is well. All right, Raj. You know it's always a fun show whenever you can get together with the Cinco Squad, right?
Yes.
First off, first person coming to the stage, Raj.
Okay.
It's actually faster than Jeremiah Smith. They actually clocked him in practice. Better hands too, but the speed was really what's on. Yep. If they fired Ryan Day, he was next in line. He was just about to take over.
I can see that.
Yeah. And after the Michigan game, it was rumored that he was hitting the transfer portal. 76 offers in the first hour, just to get him.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah,
making me feel underdressed.
I know. I got
What's up, Trey? How are we doing,
workout shirt on. He's got
it was 77
bow tie.
Yeah.
77 offers. Oh,
hey, we're coming in with the bow tie this week. The Buckeyes are about business, so I'm coming my business casual.
I said 76 instead of 77 because I didn't think you were counting the Michigan one.
You're right. That one. Yeah.
I figured that had no shot.
Excuse that offer.
Yeah. That's what I figured.
I would have been
yes,
better.
Sir. Well dressed. And you were telling us before you got on here, you had a dress up ritual before when you had to work on certain days.
Yeah. So back in the day when I used to work on Saturdays occasionally, I would work some Saturdays, not for big games, of course. But if Ohio State played at night and I went to work, I wore a Jim Tressel sweater vest and I had my bow tie. That was always tradition. It was good luck for games. Everybody knew what time it was when I was at work.
I hear that.
Any chance you bring that tradition back just for this Friday's game?
Probably not. I'm wearing my Ohio State starter jacket to work and I'm coming in business casual on Friday.
You cannot go wrong with a starter jacket. You cannot go wrong with a starter jacket. Yeah.
There you go. All right, Raj. And somehow we managed to get two mics back to back that are Notre Dame fans, but they're not the same person.
Wow.
This person has his own accomplishments. First off, Coach Freeman. Sorry, Morgan Freeman might also call him too. Sorry, there's too many M's. Coach Freeman calls him after every single game, so they can go over the X and O's and where he went right, where he went wrong.
Okay.
Riley Leonard. Actually, when you have when you're in the helmet for the last 15 seconds, he's the person that's in his ear telling him what to do, what to expect, and what's going to happen.
Gotcha.
And the reason why it's taken him so long to get onto our show, he commands the most NIL money out of anybody on the Cinco Squad.
I heard about that.
That is funny.
I saw that rumor on Twitter. Yep.
Yeah. What's up, Mike? How are you doing tonight, sir?
Well, now that you've paid me, I'm happy to be here.
Spoken like a true college athlete these days.
As far as what we paid him, we'll have to discuss this at our next production budget as well. The production budget meeting too. So we got to figure that out. Yeah.
There's a reason why you don't have as much stuff in the background as I do. Right?
Exactly. All I got is a bed.
The budget had to go somewhere.
Yes, you got all that stuff back there, footballs and everything.
Mike, don't be trying to leave our show hopping in the transfer.
What's up?
What's going on, Brian?
We'll see how the deal shake out.
Oklahoma fan in the now, Mike. We do have.
Yes.
The other Mike, we had already promised him. I don't want to call him the other Mike. Mike, 5'0". We had promised him a little bit of run. So to chop. He was on our show last week
right.
with the Georgia fan, and he was a little excited. We had to tell him to reshoot it with a little less cussing the second time versus the first time. If anybody goes on his Twitter, you'll see the first version of this. But we did say we'd give him a little play. So
Notre Dame went into the Sugar Bowl, came out with a W. Chain gang in full effect. Herb and Rodg, cheers, boys. I said it on your show. Notre Dame would win. Gotta be honest, I was wrong about the score. I said 24-20. It was even better than that. Let's go. Let's go. Go Irish. Beat Nittany Lions. Because Bulldogs, bye. Been there, done that. Who's that coming down the track? I don't know, but who gives? You know the rest. Go Irish.
Yeah. I'm not sure Mike is ever sober. I know he's never been on our show sober. Oh, did he do you justice though, Mike?
He did. That is an Irish man through and through. I appreciate it. And by the way, to you Alabama fans, what can I say except you're welcome?
Oh, wow. What?
Oh, is that because we Georgia was one of our few wins for this year. So
yeah, but did you really want to see Georgia win?
Well, Randy's a good friend, so I'm gonna lie and say yes, I was rooting for them. But
I've already made my statement.
They would have been rooting against us. Clear. That's all I can say.
Yes, if our situations were reversed, they would have rooted against us. So I'll leave it at that.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Suddenly, everyone has a problem with the no conference thing, but suddenly everyone's an Irish fan.
Yeah. And you know what kind of did shoot that out of the water? And Mike addressed this last week too, so I'll let you start there. None of the conference champions are still in anyway. So how much do conferences really matter to anyone?
I mean, I suppose they do still matter. There's always going to be a call for Notre Dame to be in a conference. I mean, that's kind of always just going to be a thing, especially since football is the only program that's not in a conference. Everybody else is in the ACC right now. But yeah, I mean, I think this goes to show that cool, you win your conference, but you still got to be continuing to play your best ball as you get into the playoff, especially if we're going to keep adding teams, which please don't. Yes. Side note, please don't keep adding teams. But if we're going to keep doing that, you got to keep playing your best. And I suppose that week off kind of helped Notre Dame, although you would think the week off would have helped the higher seeds. Yeah. In that case.
Yeah. It really didn't seem to.
No. And this is the first year of the 12-team playoff. So maybe next year the conference winners will kind of, pan out a little differently. Maybe they'll actually win their first games, but this is just the first year, so we'll see. And to your point, I don't want to see them add any more teams. I think it's just going to get even more ridiculous, and then more buys, and then there's always going to be teams on the outside looking in saying, how come we didn't make it in? There's 16 teams. We were number 17 and 18. I'm like, come on, bro. If you didn't make 16, what else do you want us to do?
Wait till it's March Madness and there's 68.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. And then everybody's sitting out. Like, I'm a future first round draft pick. I am not playing. We're the 55.
I'm not playing 10 more games.
Yeah.
Right. Then the regular season has to get shorter somehow if you're going to do all that. So
exactly.
Yeah.
There's the other another Mike, not the other Mike. Big Mike, what's up,
Big
man?
Mike, what's going on, man? Hope all's well.
Ryan, we will definitely be talking about this one in a little bit. I don't know, it just seems like it's going to be polar opposites on these teams. A lot more offense in the other game, a lot more defense in this game, but we'll see how that goes. And yeah, I mean, that's how I used to be an SEC guy, but now it's just like, since everyone hates us, we hate everybody else too. So
I feel like that's how it was when Alabama was winning. We were on top. Nobody from the SEC really wanted to see us win another title. When Georgia was winning, I didn't want to see them win another title. I didn't want to see them win 3 out of 4. I feel like that's just naturally how it is. Sometimes we do root for conferences, but when it comes down to nitty gritty, everybody roots for their own team, and it's all good.
I'm not rooting for Michigan under any circumstance. It's not Big Ten loyalty. I'm like, no, I didn't root for them. I rooted for Alabama when they played them, and I rooted for Washington when they played. I'm not rooting for those guys.
Right.
You're not supposed to root for your rivals. I wouldn't expect y'all to be saying, "Oh, I'm rooting for Cam Newton and Auburn" back when they were winning.
No, I could do that.
No. And that's fine. And I said this before on this show, man. You could take, Alabama could be a national championship, and you could tell the rest of the conference, if Alabama wins, everyone in the conference gets $5 million. They would all still root against us. They'd be like, that's fine. Didn't need
the money. They'll take the money and win, but
Well, and where'd you get this one? Yep, we all hate Texas. You go, Buckeyes. Yep. And this one is definitely true. Nobody in the SEC claims Texas. First off, you just got here. Yeah. I agree with this. They might as well be independent.
Yeah.
All right, let's kind of start looking back, I guess, at what just happened. We'll start with you, Trey. It seemed like, Ohio State kind of woke up against Tennessee, and we saw, the true Ohio State that we've been expecting. But did you expect the way that game unfolded against Oregon?
No, I wouldn't. I expected us to win. I wouldn't have expected us to basically end the game in the first quarter. I don't think anybody expected that. I don't even know if Ryan Day would realistically tell you he expected to end the game in the first quarter. It was a lot better for my blood pressure and my heart. So for that sake, I was happy. Because the thing with them always is with Ryan and Chip is, are they going to come out and try to play with the other team's hands, or are you going to go for your advantage? They came out and actually went to their advantage, which is what they didn't do in the Michigan game. And if they play like that all year, which is what I've always said, they can beat and dominate anybody. And they went out and did what they were supposed to.
Yeah. I think that's been one of the most – we had a VIP that just showed up. Kat,
shout out to Kat.
Glad
Appreciate
to hear that you're doing better and that you're here. So good to see you.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the more maddening things about watching this year. Like you said, it's against the Michigan game. They just don't play their strengths sometimes. Like, hey, Jeremiah Smith is good at football. Maybe throw him the ball every once in a while instead of, banging your head against the line.
Yeah, they had him out there running cardio in the Michigan game. Like, he's not out here on the treadmill. Let this man actually get the ball. Then you got a Buka on the other side, and he can ball too. And then you got Cardinal Tate. You got too many weapons not to use them to say, okay, Michigan's best strength is these 2 D tackles because you got the corners are out. You got the first-round corner out. And what does Chip Kelly say? I don't care. I'm going to run right at them. There's a certain thing of being stubborn and being a fool. And so far, through the first 2 games, they have went to their strength, which right now is the outside. Yeah,
I agree. Mike, what were your thoughts as that game kind of unfolded? I know what Raj and I were thinking. There was a lot of text going back and forth.
Yeah. So it was as an objective fan that wasn't necessarily rooting for either team. I mean, I guess you could say I was rooting for Ohio State a little bit in the sense of, my brother is an Ohio State fan, and therefore I like to see him happy. So let's make him happy. But
wait. I'm sorry. Wait. You lost me somewhere. Brothers, and we want our brothers to be happy?
Yes.
Oh,
I don't want Herb to be happy at all.
I don't. Yeah, you lost. You lost me. Sorry. Go ahead, though. I'm sorry.
No. But yeah, it was just like from an outside perspective, it was a little disappointing just to see kind of that one-sided thing and see Oregon, who's been, this powerhouse, this juggernaut that no one seems to be able to beat, whether by hook or by crook, they win every game. And all of a sudden, like, Gabriel is not the quarterback that was a Heisman finalist, and their defense isn't stopping. Like, they couldn't stop their, like, a wet tissue. Like, it was honestly, I do think talent-wise on paper, Ohio State was the better team. Right. But it was like, okay, Oregon's just finding ways to win games this year. So, but I had a feeling after Will Howard cost Ohio State what should have been a win against Oregon during the regular season, I was like, you know what? I think Ohio State's probably gonna like not mess up this time. Yeah. So it was good to see, but it became boring.
Yeah. Raj, you want to pick up from there? That's kind of how.
No. I mean, I missed kind of like the first half of the game, but I was texting y'all.
You missed the entire game.
Not the entire game, but the thing is, I missed the viewing part of it. But then again, when I looked at the score, I mean, what Ohio State was up by like 20-0, whatever the score was. I mean, I missed it watching it, but I really didn't miss much of anything because I started looking at the stats, and then I looked at Jeremiah Smith's touches and his numbers, and it was just crazy. It's just ridiculous to see him play that well. No, I was shocked by the score, shocked by the outcome of the game. I'm glad Oregon put up a little bit of fight towards the end, but it was way too late. So kudos to Ohio State. I just felt like they were the better team on both sides of the ball. I feel like they've been pretty much one of the better teams in the country all year. Luckily, they didn't have to play Bama because we would beat them. Anyway, so that's a story for another day.
Mr. Milroe, I would have had
fun. I just love, Roz, that you're such a Bama fan that you can still talk almost.
I had to say something.
Yeah,
I can't back it up this year. We are what we are. We're looking at 2025. But
19-13. Is that what the score was?
Yeah,
I don't remember. I'm so old. I don't remember.
Rained.
Like, you're talking about stuff that happened last year.
It rained that day, and there's so many other things.
It's so cold out right now.
Yeah, I know our cleats did not fit the right way. Who knows?
Yeah,
didn't clean my glasses.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the sun was on this side, but not on this side. It was weird. Anyway, but on a serious note, kudos.
Account. It's just all these things. Just
kudos to Ohio State though. They were the better team. I thought they were the better team in the first time when they lost Oregon the first game. I thought they were going to pull that one out as well. But I feel like after that Michigan loss, they just lit a fire under them, and they've been smashing everybody so far. So we'll see what happens.
Trey, do you agree with this? Oregon was a fraud the entire season.
I wouldn't call them necessarily a fraud, but I did think we were the better team on the field. We were playing in their stadium the first time. And honestly, this is the issue with conference expansion. Their schedule, they didn't have really that tough of a Big Ten schedule compared to certain other teams. The same thing you could say to Indiana. Outside of the Ohio State game, they didn't really have this. They didn't play, for lack of a better thing, we'll talk about them later. They didn't play Penn State this year. They played Ohio State at home. They got a good deal with their schedule. When you look at it on paper. So I told somebody this. I said, look, this isn't any offense to Tez and those guys at receiver, but I truly believe Cardinal Tate, who's our third receiver, would be their number one. I honestly believe that. Our two running backs would both be starters over there. Will Howard and Gabriel, I don't think the gap is that far between the two. And if we take our defensive players outside of what's the big boy that transferred from Michigan State to D-tackle? I'm blanking on his name right now. Outside of him, most of our guys would be starting over there. I just think we had a hell of a talent gap when it was all said and done. I think Dan Lanning got a lot more out of that team than he was supposed to.
Yeah. And I think that does go to his coaching for sure. Because they struggled a lot early on this year. They didn't look like they were going to be as good as they were.
They struggled against Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
It was a Boise
late
game
in the year.
They struggled against. Gentry ran all over them.
Yeah, Boise State was a close one.
Was it Western Michigan? It was somebody else they struggled against week 2. And it was like, okay, what's up with this team?
And I don't remember are you talking about what Oregon against Ohio or just in general? Oregon couldn't get past Washington last year. That was the
biggest thing.
Yeah. They were favored big in the championship game. I think it lost the second.
They were,
time. Yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
Even their first game against Idaho, they only won by like 10 points. And that's Idaho. I think that was first game of the season. They won by like 10 points.
Yeah. To that point, I think last year, they were hyped up to be a lot better than they actually were, because they were just finding a lot of their wins. They found ways to win games, and then all of a sudden they got beat by Kalen DeBoer, Michael Penix Jr., and a team that learned how to win close games.
Right.
Until they played Michigan.
Yeah.
But beat them twice, though, too. Like I said, that second one, the spread got ridiculous. Yeah. It was like a touchdown, and they were like, Oregon's just that much better, and they just weren't. So.
Right.
So, Mike, last week we asked Mike if all the goodwill from this season would be erased if you lost to Georgia. And he said, the season doesn't mean anything if we don't get over that hump.
Right.
Do you agree or disagree with that statement? I know looking back, it's hard to say. And then kind of how do you feel going forward actually having gotten over that hump?
So, as far as the season meaning nothing, I don't know. I don't like to say that the season would mean nothing if they had lost to Georgia. It certainly would have been a disappointing season, because there's a certain point where, after the Northern Illinois loss, there was a lot of skepticism.
And that's specifically the question ended up being, does it finally erase the Northern Illinois loss?
I believe
if you beat
so.
Georgia, or is that so? Sorry, go ahead.
I would say at this point they've erased the Northern Illinois loss. It's been more of it's become officially, I think, the kind of, we got caught, with our foot off the gas type of thing, as we had hoped that it was going to be coming out of that game. That was disappointing, and there was a lot of doubt as to whether, okay, what's this team going to be? How are they going to respond? What was really heartening to me during the season was the Army game and the Navy game. specifically, where they just didn't
you guys
let
proved
up.
that you hated America. I'm sorry. Go ahead. It's okay. Go ahead.
Well, Americans were founded by the Protestants, and Notre Dame is traditionally Catholic, so you know. But it was good to see that they had the capability, both in players and on the coaching staff, to just keep going and not let up, and realize that if you've got a team where you want them, you just need to keep on the gas, because if you let Northern Illinois back in, they'll take advantage of it. Moving forward, I think I'm very happy. I was very happy with how they played against Georgia. I was expecting a much closer game. I kept telling people, and Trey can attest to this because I said it to the guys a million times before the game, I'm not afraid of Georgia's offense. Without Beck, I was not afraid of Stockton. I was afraid of Georgia's defense. Yeah. Because I know what that defense can. It hasn't been all the time this year, but I know what it can be if it's playing, like if it's firing on all cylinders and playing as well as it can. And a Kirby Smart-led team is a great team no matter what they've looked like in various games. But to see Notre Dame come out and, you know, hit the, I keep saying the gas, but hit the gas immediately, not let up, and understand that if we take advantage, if we can jump on Georgia right now, we can control this game. And yeah, Georgia came back a little bit near the end, but those kind of garbage time points that I think they made mistakes. Notre Dame did make mistakes. Don't get me wrong. There's room to improve, but I think they're playing with a lot of aplomb, and they're playing with the confidence they need to win these football games. Yeah. So I think I'm not looking past Penn State. Don't get me wrong. And we'll get to that. I'm not looking
Whenever somebody says that, I'm like, they're looking past.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to look past Penn State.
We can say that because as Alabama fans, we looked past a couple people this year and they did not go away.
But I think we can do it.
Yeah. And that was a very felicitous word choice, man. Like almost like somebody was helping you out with that one. So
I appreciate that.
Yes. Trey, did your opinion of Notre Dame change after this win? Or did you already have a high opinion?
No, so I wasn't necessarily high on them, but I wasn't high on Georgia in the way a lot of people were. I mean, you got a lot of guys out there who can't catch the ball. Their receivers basically look like corners. There's a lot of drops all year. So you take a bunch of receivers who drop the ball. You take a backup quarterback who all we've seen is, okay, he can run a little bit. But we hadn't seen necessarily the arm. And I said, okay, well, Notre Dame has a shot at this point. As much as people were, already saying, okay, well, it has to be Georgia. So I kind of was in the same boat with Mike in the extent of saying, okay, their defense is what scares me.
Right.
I didn't know if Riley Leonard and these guys would be able to get enough points on the board. Now, I by no means expected Georgia's offense to run them off the field because Georgia's offense has been shaky all year. This isn't the Georgia this isn't Brock Bowers, Ladd McConkey. Them guys ain't walking through that door.
Right.
If anybody was really watching, hey, they saw it. Like I said, it was drops every time. Nelson Aguilar might as well have been out there. I tell some of these drops was just ugly.
It was the one pass.
Y'all remember that clip when the guy was talking Nelson when the guy was talking about the guy was in Philly and he had like caught a baby from a burning building. He said it was a good thing.
Oh yeah, I saw that one on social media.
That's so terrible. Anybody from the Aguilar family is watching. We apologize for that.
It was that one pass that Stockton threw to Dylan Bell though that kind of just really ruined things for Georgia because it was like this almost like a 65 yard pass. Hit him right there almost in the shoulder, but he just dropped it. Had he caught that would have been a touchdown. I think that would have gave Georgia some momentum. Once he dropped that, I was like, there's really no coming back from that. I don't know what else they could do. And with that being said, I don't think Gunnar Stockton played a bad game. I think he did pretty good. I think he played a pretty decent game for it being his first full starting game, but his receivers just didn't really do him any justice. And that's kind of been like Georgia's problem pretty much all year. They've had a lot of drop passes.
Well, they went Zachariah Branch out of USC, so I think that was they immediately said.
Do you think they were forced to take his brother along with him?
Yes, absolutely. This was Bronny and Bron situation. This is a package deal with Bronny and Bron. Hey, take little bro too.
His brother was right there on the phone with him. He's like, so that means me. He's like tapping him on the shoulder. What about me? He was like, all right, yeah.
That means their mom. That means their mom was in the other room going, hey, you got to take your brother.
You better take both of my boys, and after this, I'm going downstairs for supper.
Exactly, Mike. Mom, do I have to? Yes, take your brother.
I'm trying to go with my friends.
I know. Hang out. God, leave me alone. Yeah.
Y'all are from Bama. Y'all had Tua's little brother. Y'all know why as soon as Tua went, he slowly slid his ass out of there.
Shout out. And where is Talib? Talib, I think he's in the CFL now somewhere.
Then he goes to CFL.
Yeah.
No, but we know all about that. You got to take one to get the other, and then you just hope they pan out.
Yep.
But,
And I think Georgia also got a wide receiver, Noah Brown from Texas A&M, as far as their wide receiver. So they're trying to assess their wide receiver core like ASAP because they know that was an issue.
They realize
pretty much
the thing is, so they almost took advantage with Bell of something Notre Dame's had an issue with throughout the year on defense, which is that Benjamin Morrison's been out all year. It's the number one corner on the team, and he's been out most of the season, I believe, with a pretty significant injury. And I don't think he's expected to play, even if we make the Natty.
Yeah.
So there has been a gap, and I've been happy with some of the underclassmen. Specifically, Christian Gray has stepped up a lot with Morrison out. But they almost took. Stockton had to be worried. He went 6 for his first 6 for 43 yards. I was like, oh no, he can actually pass.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? In the SC championship game when he came in, all the drops stopped on both sides of the ball.
They played for him.
Yeah, they played for him. So I thought you might get a continuation of that. I did pick Notre Dame to win it, but I thought just because of the defenses, and I thought they would I feel like if it wasn't going to be this year, then win. I felt like this was one of their best shots. And then honestly, we say we're not overlooking Penn State here, but I feel like the bracket is opening, on that side to where, you could take down a Georgia team and a Penn State team and all of a sudden you're a national championship game.
I mean, we're looking at the national championship right here. We got the two fans right here. That's Roger's prediction. So,
my thing is if Notre Dame does win this one, do we have to find a third Mike that's a Notre Dame fan to come on the show for the national championship?
I'm sure we can do that. Or do we just get both Mike? Or do we just get both Mikes and Trey?
Oh God!
Y'all trying to get me jumped? It's 2-on-1.
2-on-1 handicap match.
Oh yes. Plus, drunk Mike is a handful, so you have to handle that one too, Trey. So that'll definitely be interesting. Well, I guess it's a good time to transition and look ahead. So, what's our first one? Is Notre Dame and Penn State. So, Mike, you said you're not looking past them.
No.
So now you got to look directly at them.
Okay.
Do I have so corny?
That's how I build the show. Look, I'm a walking dad joke with no kids. That's just how I live my life.
Me too.
I mean, what is it about Penn State that what's something matchup wise that worries you about Penn State, if anything? And I will accept nothing as an answer.
No. The defense, specifically Abdul Carter. I think if Carter can get to Leonard, then we're going to have a problem. And if Carter can stop the running backs in the backfield. Now, I was happy to see Jeremiah Love is on track to play, they say. So that's going to be good for us. But I think it's going to come down to I firmly believe we are the better team, for sure. But I think if Abdul Carter can kind of impose his will as he has in various games this year for them, then that can create some problems for us, especially because we are despite the fact Leonard had a good passing game, we are a very run-based team. We have like 3 running backs we run out there plus Leonard, who runs like 10 to 15 times minimum a game. So that's going to be the issue is if Carter can get into the backfield.
Mm-hmm. Trey, you kind of share his concerns as far as what this matchup is looking like?
I mean, so first off, I'll be honest, I think the game's going to be pretty banal. Low scoring, pretty boring, to be honest. Because I think what's going to happen is I think Notre Dame's going to control the ball. Penn State's going to try to control the ball. So I think it's going to be very quick. That game starts, 7:30? I feel like we'll be done with that game at 10 o'clock, and that's including the long halftime.
Yes.
But I think it's going to come down to both sides saying, okay, I got Singleton, and what's the other running back's name? And Allen over there. And they're going to say, okay, we're trying to run. Meanwhile, I think Love's going to run. I think you're going to get a lot of Riley breaking the pocket. And I think that's where your X factor is going to be. Because I think you're going to get a lot of Abdul Carter rushing up. It's going to make Riley Leonard have to step up in the pocket. And I think that's where stuff's going to break down, where I think Notre Dame may be able to get the edge. Really, when I get into a close matchup like this, and I think it's going to be close, what I like to look at, what quarterback do I trust more? What coach do I trust more? That's what I look at when I get into a tight matchup. I don't trust James Franklin. I don't trust Marcus Freeman. I trust Freeman more than I trust Franklin. I got years worth of evidence to not trust James Franklin. So that comes down to that. And I'm going to be flat out. I've said it on Twitter. I've said it on here. I don't see the hype with Drew Allen. I just simply don't. Other than him being a Penn State
you're not the only one.
Not at all. We have a friend who's a Giants fan who mentions him every single week as the quarterback they wish they had if he was coming out. I don't get it, so I sit there like this every time he says it. I'm like, out of all the quarterbacks that you pick, why is
it him? Yeah.
Mike's a Giants fan too. How do you want him?
No, Jackson Dart in the second round.
Really? I think you can get Jackson Dart in like the fourth, to be honest.
Yeah. I think later. Go ahead, Mike.
He's going to go in the second.
Really?
So I've heard.
If you think about it, because it's Shedeur, Cam, I think Milroe's right now. Mock. I'm talking about Mock. It's Shedeur, Cam, Mock, then Jalen Milroe. Then after Milroe, I don't know where Ewers lies.
Ewers and Beck.
3,
4, and 5 was the last time I looked, and that was before the bowl game, though.
Milroe, Ewers, Beck
was those 3, yeah.
Okay, then Dart has to be somewhere around there.
Last I saw, Dart jumped Beck because of the elbow.
Okay,
I can see that. With that being said, that could be mid to late second round, just depending on who needs them. So.
Okay, I'll say Ewers or Dart, whichever one is available with your second or third round pick, if you think.
Right.
Just Travis Hunter with the third, please. That's all I'm saying. Travis Hunter with the third, please.
Yeah. It is were you mad that they won a game to bump out of first place?
No, I don't want Shedeur and I don't want Cam.
Really?
Not with the top 2 picks. No.
Is it Shedeur? Is it what comes with Shedeur as far as Dion and everything, or is it just
not only
his
that?
overall play?
I don't think either of them are worth a first or second overall pick. So I don't want the Giants to be the one to make that.
Gotcha.
The pick that they have.
We've made enough draft mistakes. I don't need more.
And Tennessee has the first pick, right? So I'm assuming they'll take one of them because Will Levis didn't really pan out.
Right. The favorite part about Tennessee having the first pick is they just fired their GM because they were like,
I know.
It was the right thing to do. I would fire him too.
Yeah.
You can't let him mess this up.
Yeah. All right. This one goes back to that. We'll start with who passes for more yards per dollar and Leonard. That's I love this question because I've seen games, especially from Penn State, where they're like, we don't have to throw the ball for the whole second half. I don't care to run it and protect whatever lead we have. But who was your answer, Mike?
Leonard.
That's what
Leonard.
No.
I think Leonard, but I wouldn't be shocked if neither one throws for over 150.
Yeah.
No,
I wouldn't be shocked at that either.
I think it'll be Leonard too. I think they try to pass a little more than they did for the Georgia game. Not much more, but to Trey's point, it's not going to be like 250 yards. It's going to be like 130, 140, something like that. And
200 is like 350 in a game like this.
Yeah.
I don't think they come anywhere. Like Trey said, you'll still be able to go out that night after you start this game. Like,
what's the over under on this game?
Like 40 something, 45.
Is it 45?
Oh wow, okay,
Pretty low.
Yeah. My only fear about the under is if we somehow squeak into like 17 all going into overtime, something like that would be the only thing that would scare me about taking under. But otherwise, no. And Mike, you did pick up if you get an SEC fan going for Notre Dame, I think I kind of share what people said here. I don't trust Penn State, and I don't trust Franklin as a coach. So All right. Anything else about that matchup, Rod? You've kind of given your thoughts on it too, as well.
Yeah, no. I picked Notre Dame. I think they're going to win. I think they're going to put on another a really, really good defensive performance against Penn State. I got to see more of Drew Aller. I know he's coming back next year. Maybe he'll look a little better next year, but I don't really believe in him. I know what Notre Dame can do. I saw it against the Georgia game. I believe in Notre Dame. I think they'll make the Natty.
Yeah. What up, Chris? If you ever X's and O's, the breakdowns of the game, Coach Chris, man, excellent guy, excellent guy to talk to. Love having him on there, man. Appreciate you stopping by.
Yes, appreciate you, Chris.
Did anybody see the little rumor that came out that Drew Aller was like, if he was guaranteed a top 3 pick, he would go to the draft?
Top 3 pick?
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
In football?
Like I said, random post in football. I mean, we've taken a Notre Dame guy and made him switch sports before, so yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that or hear about that at all, but what? Where's that even coming from?
I don't know. Like I said, it was a post on Twitter. I looked at it, I kind of chuckled, and I was like, this just can't be like an actual thing.
Are you sure when that NBA send no pace that always pranks everybody on Twitter?
And yeah, I think this is what it comes down to. Marcus Freeman, especially with his dad, Morgan Freeman, being on the side with him, I think you just trust him to make the.
Yeah, he is the voice of God on the side.
Yeah, the voice of God. So trust him to make better decisions.
And he's literally recording the documentary VO as the game is happening.
There you go. There you go.
When Riley Leonard knew that he needed to run.
All right, Trey. Kind of on the opposite side of the game, maybe we expect a little bit more offense in. What are your initial thoughts about having to face Texas?
Quinn Ewers? Who? It's my out.
You lost me there for a second.
But anyways, no, in all seriousness. Okay, so
here's
please,
the Oklahoma fan has your back.
50, yeah, please, from my heart. So, quick flash.
And thank you for
everybody who are. Yes, salute to Notre Dame and their win. For everybody though who's in the chat, everybody who watches, everybody who is Herb and Rod's like loyal fans. If y'all remember, this was about 5 months ago. I was on this show. I went back. I was like, let me pull something up because I'm pretty sure this moment happened. Question from Rod. It was at the 58-minute mark of the episode. Out of these 3 teams in the SEC, you have to play against one of these 3 teams and they get to be home. Who would you want to go against? Texas, Bama, or Georgia? What did I respond? Texas. I want Quinn Ewers. And guess what's happening? We are in the state of Texas and we're playing Quinn Ewers. Yep. This I literally asked for 5 months ago. So you're damn right. This is exactly what I wanted. I want Ewers. You know what
I know, Cat.
I got receipts.
Trey got receipts. Trey got dressed up for this episode. He's got the receipts. Man.
So, like I said months ago, he wasted our time. He set us back. What happened is C.J. Stroud shows up, Quinn Ewers shows up. Quinn Ewers is this highly rated quarterback. Nobody wants to come to Ohio State because they weren't going to beat out Ewers. So you know who gets stuck with? Kyle, McCord, because nobody else came in that year. So then Ewers leaves, and now we're stuck with McCord. So if Ewers would have did the right thing and stayed, hey, maybe we'd have won. If Ewers just would have showed up, hey, maybe we got a better quarterback. But he screwed us. So Ewers, we on your head. So JT Tuimoloau, Jack Sawyer, they on his head. I want Ewers. I want.
Okay, with that being said, how many sacks are you predicting?
7.
Dang. Hey, they sacking that man on the bus, Rod. He's stepping out and giving it back.
No, I'm being really serious about it too. I know probably sound like hyperbole. I can't remember the exact number, but look how much Dylan Gabriel ran for his life. Dylan Gabriel is a better athlete running than him, and that dude ran for his life. Did we not see Nico run for his life? If that defense decided they're going to get after it, Nico ran for his life. And he did. So
Nico's been running for his life. Nico's been running for his life pretty much all year, to be honest with you. He's been running all over the place.
So yeah, why can't we make Ewers run for his life? So I'm looking forward to this. At the same time, again, what scares me the most in this game? Chip Kelly. If Chip Kelly wants to get stubborn, then he wants to act like Jeremiah Smith's not out there, act like he don't got a Emeka Egbuka. If he decides I'm going to keep running these just up the middle runs with Henderson and Junkins, then okay, we'll be in a tighter game. If he decides I'm going to stretch this field in the first half and then start pounding in the second half, this game doesn't have to be. I'm not saying that it's going to be like a 50-point Oregon type style wash, but this game's going to be a 2-touchdown game. If Chip Kelly calls the right game, if Jim Knowles does not sit on his hands and says we're going after Ewers.
So do you think we'll see another scintillating performance from Jeremiah Smith?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Again, call back.
I need numbers. I need receptions and touchdowns and yards.
Don't worry, I have notes. I'll get my
he always has notes.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say he's more prepared than we are.
Tune into our episode Thursday. We'll be talking about this too. But I'll just go over here and give you a little preview. What did I put Jeremiah Smith down for? I actually wrote this down somewhere. Hold on a second. I have Jeremiah. Oh no, actually, what I basically put down is I think Egbuka is going to be the one to shine because I think what's going to happen is Smith's going to have a couple big plays. Meanwhile, everybody forgets Emeka Egbuka is probably late first-round draft pick over there. I think Emeka Egbuka is going to have 5 catches, 120 yards, and a touchdown. I think Smith's going to do what he does. I think he'll still have 4 or 5 catches. I think he'll give 100 in the touchdown. But Egbuka is going to be the X factor because nobody pays attention to that dude. When that dude would be most teams' number 1 receiver over there.
That was going to be my question too about him. Where would he not be a number 1 at? So
not too many
very
places.
Underrated.
Maybe 7-8 places in the country.
We'll get Mike to weigh in. Let me get a couple comments on it. Yeah, play harder than Devils. Then Ruth, you were right.
Yes.
The Alpha agrees with you. So, you know what's funny about this one? This isn't just like I was listening to a Texas podcast after the second Georgia loss, and they were like, "Yours is just not that dude." He's like, he's not a guy that'll lose you many games. He's like, but he's just not a guy who's going to win you many games. You know, so they're not very, very high on him. So
yeah,
especially when the chosen one is sitting on the bench.
Yes. I feel bad for that whole situation, by the way, sometimes. So yeah, I miss the Terry Tate commercials, by the way.
Every time I watch the Super Bowl, I always hope that they bring back these old Terry Tate commercials during the Super Bowl. I used to love those commercials. Still watch them on YouTube, to be honest with you.
Wow. Cody Simon has not get into the backfield.
Yep, Cody will be right there too.
It's all right off the shoulder. Yeah. That's what I think. And that kind of goes to your point with play calling. So, and that's a whole nother one to touch on for sure. So,
yeah.
Mike, you've heard a lot of the Ohio State stuff. Mike, could you give us a path to a Texas victory in this game?
A path to a Texas victory is that you stay in the first half shootout, and then you find a way to lock up Smith and Ibuka. Okay. So Ohio State, you have to go into the game understanding that with these three talented receivers plus the two talented running backs, at least two guys are going to beat you in some regard. Two guys are having good games. You just need your guys to have all good games and keep the other ones in check. If it's like Tate and Judkins, like, okay, fine. Like, they're going to get theirs. It's like in an NBA parallel, right? You're playing the Denver Nuggets. Jokic is going to get his. You just need to stop everybody else from getting theirs.
Yeah.
Playing the Bucks, Giannis is going to get his. You just got to stop everybody else from getting theirs.
Playing the Lakers, Austin Reeves is going to get his. You just got to stop everybody else.
Scottie Pippen is going to get his.
Exactly.
LeBron,
like Rui, the Hachi Sauce is going to get his. And whoever the other guys are on the team.
We're not going to disrespect LeBron like that. I got his phone number. I will call him after the game.
Give him a call.
They're going to lose the third best player in NBA history? Anyway.
Oh, my
God. I think his bow tie just went crooked when he said that.
Third best. I'm surprised you haven't that high. This is a topic for another day.
He's moved up.
Yeah, he's moved up a little bit. Well, he dunked. He had a big. My cousin sent me. He had a big dunk at the age of 40. So I guess we're gonna.
Yeah. Wore him out though so much he had to take off the next 6 minutes.
Exactly. Yeah, Joe. At least Joe and LB is getting a head start. Anyway, back to college football. By the way, to Trey's point, Ohio State had 8 sacks on Dylan Gabriel.
Wow.
So
I stopped watching that game after a while, so I don't honestly remember the second.
It got ugly. It got even more ugly than it already was.
It was so relaxing. It was therapeutic.
I'll bet. It was probably
it was like a spa day for me.
It was probably the least stressed you were of any Ohio State game. You're my kind of people too, Kat. Thank you. Yeah, it was probably the least stressed you've been this entire season watching Ohio State.
It literally was.
I feel bad that Chip Kelly's getting so much hate, but it's like I believe.
But it's facts.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
Honestly, that's a part of the path to a Texas win is that Chip Kelly stands too much on pride again.
Yeah.
Which in his history, playing a team like the fame vaunted Texas Longhorns, who play with a lot of aplomb. I'm sorry, confusing.
Oh my God.
Now you're just showing off.
Yeah, well, I do my best. To playing like the Texas Longhorns, I feel like Chip could get lost in the lights, and I'm the offensive coordinator in the biggest rivalry in college football, arguably. It pretty much is. Ohio State, Michigan. I got to beat Michigan, and I'm going to beat Michigan on pride. No, you're not. You're going to beat Michigan by being the better team. Just let your team be the better team.
Yeah. I promise you,
if he does that again, Ryan Day better hand Brian Hartline that playbook at halftime and tell Chip Kelly is dismissed.
That was going to be my quick. How quick does it happen? But yeah, halftime's got to be
at halftime. You dismiss him. You literally put him on a plane, first class, to wherever he wants to go.
First class.
Send him back to Oregon.
First class. Yeah, first class. We'll send that man out with dignity.
I'd make him ride with the luggage underneath the plane, to be honest. But,
oh my gosh.
That's where Ryan's riding if we don't.
I mean, we did say this, Trey, is winning these next 2 games the only way to save his job?
I said it before the playoffs start. I'm gonna stick to my guns.
Natty or bust.
I said it before the playoff. I said it when I was on y'all's show. Again, 5 months ago. But I definitely said after that Michigan game, I said the only shot he has is running this table. He doesn't run this table. Honestly, realistically, now I don't think the boosters are going to fire him unless let's say go out here and get blew out by Texas. I don't think they'll fire him. But I don't think most of the fans want to hear that, especially now.
What if you get blown out by Notre Dame in the Natty?
Oh my God!
Again, same scenario. Most of the fans aren't hearing that.
I will be dancing. I will be crying.
I will be crying too. I won't be dancing.
There will be two totally different situations going on.
And then what? 2 weeks later, we get to come face to face?
I'm going to cancel my flight.
Wow.
You can't cancel it. We booked it.
Wait, so if Notre Dame loses, you're still going to expect him to show up?
Yeah.
I'm going to visit them for the Super Bowl. I'm going. The squad will actually all be together in the same place, which is a rare.
It's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be a good time. But yeah, yeah, he still has to come to me.
I'm still coming.
Listen, I'm promising him 70-something degree weather.
Yeah.
Currently 19 here, and
I wonder if I can hijack it and just show up. If I get a bow tie, do you think I can pass as Trey?
Yeah, we'll just give you a bow tie. Yeah, give you a bow tie and some Ohio State.
That's what
they had. You'll fit in.
All the TSA workers around the country know that if they see someone in a bow tie, it's Trey.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go. I'm grabbing a bow tie. It'll be a crimson one though for sure. Yeah,
Bad Will Howard shows up, then that. Bad Will Howard just showed up at the beginning of the Penn State game, throwing a pick six.
Yeah.
Early. So far, luckily, knock on wood, we haven't had that Will Howard in the playoffs. Hopefully, that guy doesn't show back up.
I hope Kyle McCord's sitting in the stands. If that happens.
I mean, the season is over, right? So, Chris is breaking it down for you.
Yeah.
and then tackle very well. So, good luck to them. Rod, is anybody here, like you're the SEC guys, is anybody here, are we just underestimating Texas here? Or are you riding with everybody else?
I'm riding with everybody else. I'm not underestimating Texas. I've just seen how Ohio State's played since the Michigan loss. And if they continue to play that way, I just think they're absolutely unstoppable. I don't think there's enough that Texas can do. I think Texas is going to put up a good fight in the first half, but I think Ohio State runs away with it somewhere, maybe even midway through the third quarter. And I don't know if Texas has anybody to stop Jeremiah Smith. I mean, he might put on another
country though. Everybody keeps saying that. I'm like, I don't know. I posted he's the best wide receiver in the country. So
I think that too. I mean, Ryan Williams is good, but Jeremiah Smith is on a completely different level. And his build, he's 6'3", 215. He's got the size too. And that kind of goes to a question I want to ask all three of y'all. It might be real off, but I saw it on Twitter. Someone posted that he's good enough to play in the league right now. What do y'all think about that? Still way too early. I know he's only 18, but size-wise, what do you guys think about that?
If he could go now, he should go now, and he would be in the top 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think about we talk about size, especially wide receiver, but Devontae Smith is tiny.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It has nothing to do with the age. If you're 6'3", 215, I mean, you could play.
Yeah. He'll probably want to put on a little bit more muscle, I would guess, but dude's stat. So
it's like you look back at Georgia, and it was like, oh, Julio's ready. Like you saw him freshman year, and it was like, Julio's ready.
Yeah.
Did he say Georgia and Julio?
Julio Jones?
Yeah.
He went to Bama.
Oh, you just Georgia. Mike. Mike
just put Julio in the transfer portal.
I mean, dang, like way after.
He should have gone to Georgia.
His way after his eligibility. Not if he wanted to win a championship while he was here.
Nah,
he's extra year.
No, Julio was a monster too because he was like Nick Saban's first big recruit too. So I remember Julio coming here. That was huge.
You want to see championship football in Alabama? Yeah, the Stallions. I think. Yep. There we go.
Oh my gosh.
Come check out the Stallions.
We had to move on. We had to move on after that Michigan loss. So yeah, we're bringing Stallions.
My apologies.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Refreshment benefit from Stat. Yeah. And I mean, I think just staying another year, getting your craft a little bit better, putting on a little bit more muscle for any of them that's a freshman. I get it. But if anybody was ready, and I'm sure the rest of the Big Ten would petition for him to leave too as well.
Yeah.
So.
We have 2 more years of that guy.
Yeah. I don't look
but who's going to be throwing the ball?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Me.
Good. I want to see that.
I'm just warming up my arm.
I know.
He'll do the rest.
You can always transfer to Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, Mike. We'll start with you. We'll start to wind down here before we get into predictions. What is your perception of your team and what has to happen next year with a win or with a loss in either of the next 2 games?
So, I mean, obviously there's either way you need to capitalize on the run that you've made because you weren't expected, in a Notre Dame sense, you weren't expected to do this. Most people figured they'd make the playoff, right?
Right.
But like I had seen people, okay, they're getting bounced by Indiana. All right, they're definitely getting bounced by Georgia. And now that you're here, and now that you've essentially proven that you belong right now in the upper echelon programs, that you are what you say you are, like what all the historic backing usually says. So it's capitalized on the fact of like, hey, if you want to play right now and, come to like the community and like make some noise, if you're like a disruptor, come to Notre Dame. You will be like, plus, and I know NIL has a lot to do with it. It's like you are in South Bend, Indiana. These people live and breathe Notre Dame football, and that's all they got. So like, you will get the offers. These local businesses and stuff, minimum, let alone any national, if you're good enough, you'll be the kings from the moment you step on campus. And I think you're going to need to replace Riley Leonard, but I think CJ Carr might end up being the guy. Okay. We'll see how the transfer portal shakes out, but I think that's the main thing is win or lose, you have done something that no one really, including a lot of your fans, did not expect you to do or were anticipating you weren't going to be able to do. So lean into that and build upon it and continue to improve and realize that, yeah, you've locked down your head coach, right? Marcus is in for 5 years, supposedly, unless the NFL comes calling. So if you think you have your guy, win. It's like lean into the fact that you're back, seemingly.
Trey, same question from the. Oh, go ahead, Raj. Go ahead.
No, quick question, Mike. So I know Riley Leonard's a senior, but this day and age in college football, you can play to your like 25, 26 anyway. So is there a chance he comes back, or is he just going to the draft, or what is he?
I think there's a chance he comes back. I think after this game, after these games, whenever it is that their season's done, whether it be this week or next week, or after the Natty, I think he's really going to be starting to listen to what everybody's saying. He'll test the waters as much as an NFL prospect can without officially declaring for the draft before he does. Because as far as I've seen in mocks, Riley's supposed to go 4th round, maybe low 3rd, which might be enough for him because I don't know if he's going to get any higher than that. I don't know if he's going to play any better than he did this year.
That's what I was about to say. If he came back for another year, I don't know if things would get much more better.
I don't know if he can do. I don't know. And if he believes that he can, and he can, please come back. Like, I would love to see you run it back because if you can be better than you were, then that's great. But I don't know if he can be. I think we've seen the best Riley Leonard we're going to get. So I think he'll go. I'm going to say that now. I think he'll go.
Gotcha.
Trey, what you got for Ohio State?
You said for going forward?
Yeah.
Win or lose.
Win or lose. Well, I guess we've heard a lot of lose. If they lose, you're cleaning house.
What happens if you win?
Okay, if they win, I mean, you figure, okay, Ryan saves his job, fine. Hartline's been interviewing, so that's going to be a tough blow if he leaves, but I get it. Shout out to him. He deserves a head coaching job somewhere. So I don't mind. It's going to suck because he's the guy who's brought in all these receivers and has developed all these guys over the years. So that part will suck. You'll lose most of your defense. They're going to lose
Question right quick. So if Hartline leaves, is it true that maybe some of the receivers leave and maybe they want to go to Tuscaloosa?
I highly doubt.
Oh, okay.
No, they're coming to South Bend.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
We'll be playing Notre Dame next year, probably.
Yeah. Playing Notre Dame this year.
Rod, you tried hard over there, Rod.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm doing what I can.
We appreciate you, Rod.
Just putting that out there.
Yeah.
No, so we'll lose a good chunk of the defense because a lot of those guys came back when we brought back 8 defensive starters. So, I mean, you'll still have Caleb, Go ahead. Yeah. Oh.
I've never.
Actually, I don't know.
I have no idea who that is.
I didn't know who that
Caleb.
We don't speak that name.
Yeah, Trey, who do you used to play for? Didn't he transfer from somewhere?
Yeah. According to Mike, he transferred from Georgia. So.
Hey, LeBron, what's up?
If you wanted to win a natty.
We saw the dunk. Yeah, we saw the dunk. All right.
Georgia, Tuscaloosa, Georgia. That's where he transferred from.
Yeah.
Tell me, you'll still have him. Your backups at the end of the day is Ohio State. So you always got new guys to come in. Offensively, Judkins, from what I'm hearing, a lot of people think he's going to come back. Henderson will be gone. A lot of people think Judkins is going to try to raise his stock a bit. We already got a transfer portal guy coming in from West Virginia, a really big back who can pound the rock. So that's going to be a big upgrade. You'll have Jeremiah Smith come back. You'll have Carnell Tate come back. Brandon Ennis, again, he's number 4 receiver. A lot of people don't know him, but Brandon Ennis, again, would be starting on most rosters, so you'll have him. Julian Sane probably goes to quarterback, which is fine. Again, a guy used to be in Tuscaloosa, and then, a certain coach left, and he said, I got to go on the greener pasture, so he left. And then we got Tavian St. Clair coming in at quarterback. So, I mean, we got a quarterback battle with a couple 5-stars. So, if Ryan can figure it out, he's always been able to figure out the offense. What I will be worried about next year will be the defense because they're going to be mad young. So, that's where you kind of worry. Sonny Styles will be back. You have a couple other guys, but the defense will be mad young. So, it's going to be a lot of shootouts. And then the other thing with Ohio State next year is we actually play Texas on our schedule, which is actually crazy. So we're playing Texas again regardless.
Where is that game at? Is that in Austin or where's that at?
I can't remember. I know it's a home and away, but I can't remember who
home
game between that series. So yeah, it'd be interesting, which is why we need to get this done now while we have
always capitalized.
It's not going to get any easier.
Your ducks, bro, you got to line it up right now.
All right. Let's get some score predictions. We'll get some questions of death and get everybody out of here. So, Mike, we'll start with the Orange Bowl with you. Official prediction on that game.
I'm going to say I think Notre Dame wins, and I think they win by 7.
So we're going to give you
27-20. You want an actual score?
Yep.
17-10.
17-10. What you got, Trey?
Kind of the same thing. Like I said, it's going to be a banal game, so not really expecting too much. I'm guessing Notre Dame 20, and I'm putting Penn State at 17.
Ooh.
20-17. Raj, what you got?
2014 Notre Dame.
That was my score, so I'm going to take 23-14 just because you just stole that.
But scored 23 last game, so
yeah, 2014 is about where I was landing Notre Dame. So clean sweep for Notre Dame. Trey, start with you in the Cotton Bowl.
Ohio State 38, Texas 23.
Mike. Wow. Okay.
Ohio State 28, Texas 20.
Raj.
31-17, Ohio State.
Yeah. I like those scores. 38-21 is what I'll go with. Ohio State.
Gotcha.
Texas.
All right, Raj. First question is yours, right?
For Trey, correct?
Yep.
All right, Trey. So, quick question. For this game specifically, for the Cotton Bowl this Friday, if you could bring back 2 Ohio State players from years past, one on defense, one on offense, just for this game specifically, who would you bring back?
I would bring back. Let's bring back. And I think I gave this answer before, but I would bring back CJ Stroud because at the end of the day, you upgrade the quarterback if you can. So I'll bring Stroud back.
Yeah.
And on defense,
or Will Howard.
On defense, I would bring back AJ Hawk because he was everywhere on the field.
Ooh,
I haven't heard that name in a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, bring back AJ Hawk. Those
Good
are my
pick,
favorite Ohio State players ever.
Gotcha.
Mike, if Notre Dame had been forced to join a conference this past year, where would they have finished in the 4 conferences? So each one, give me where you think, unless you just think they would have been first in all 4.
As far as like in each of the 4.
Yes, in each of the 4.
Okay, well, let's start with the easy one. If they were in the ACC, they would have finished first.
The ACC is easier than the Big 12 one?
Hold on. Yeah, they probably would have finished first in the Big 12 too. Although Big 12 teams get weird.
Yeah,
I feel like they would have like lost to like
conference.
Utah or something.
Yeah.
Trey and I were, by the way, as a side note, beginning of the season, Trey and I were very high on Utah, and they disappointed us massively.
We were too on this show, so yeah.
We were like, oh no, it's cool. We were like giving our conference predictions. We were like, oh no, like Big 12 winner's easy. It's Utah. Like Whittingham's just gonna get them to win again. I was like, nope.
Whittingham and Cam Rising, I expected a lot.
Yes.
SEC, I think total, like overall, I think we would have finished conservative. I want to say like we would have finished 4th or 5th. I think we could have stayed in a lot, but I think we would have finished below Georgia, below Texas, and actually we might have finished below y'all.
Oh man, the way you said
ours is a weird conference. I'll say this about our conference. A lot of it would have depended on where you were playing each one of these teams. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
Especially this because you're not even talking about Tennessee or Ole Miss. But again, your defense matches up well with a lot of the teams you just mentioned. So I was curious about that. I think you're giving yourself not a lot of credit at 4 or 5, but it would have really depended on your mix.
It would depend on what the schedule looked like and where
Texas only had to play Georgia. So if you got, that's where you just missed.
Well, so on the plus side, the one SEC team we played this year, we beat them. So it was A&M at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So
beat Georgia eventually.
No, that's true. That's true.
Man, to dismiss Georgia after 1 week, like
you just beat the SEC champs.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think you're not giving yourself enough credit at that spot.
Big Ten is the toughest one, which is where I think if we join a conference, I think that's where we're going to end up. We'll end up in the Big Ten. I say we finish. Yeah, I think we finished 3rd.
Behind Oregon and Ohio State?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although I think if we had played Oregon during the season, we would have beat them.
Right.
And Ohio State. But we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. All right. Raj, what's your last question for Trey?
All right, Trey. So let's just say Ohio State makes it to the national championship game. And I'm going to give you a list of names. You can bring one person with you, but the person you bring is the team you have to play in the national championship game. So I'm gonna give you a list of names, and whatever team this person roots for is the team you're playing in the national championship game.
Oh, I know what he's gonna do.
Who are you bringing?
I know what he's gonna do. I think I got my.
I know what he's gonna do.
All right, so here go the list of names: Mike, Herb, Raj, Jamie, or John.
Oh, this is easy. This isn't even. Jamie's not gonna like this, but Jamie's a Kentucky fan.
Oh well, yeah, that makes sense.
Let's take Kentucky off the board. Let's take Kentucky off the board. Who else?
You can't bring Jamie.
The problem is Trey thinks like I do. I'm picking the easiest matchup.
Who would you bring for the most?
Go out here to party and kick it.
Who would you bring for the most entertaining game?
The most entertaining. Okay. I mean, me and Mike, we would actually get to play this out, so that's interesting.
Yeah,
got a lot of family in Alabama, a lot of family in Alabama. I've been to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, at least 10 times in my life.
And John's a Michigan fan. You play them anyway, so
I play them anyways. Got a lot of Michigan friends too. I think I'm taking Mike because we may actually play in a national championship.
Okay, gotcha.
And Mike, meet Mike, and
yes.
We got to figure if Notre Dame does win, we got to figure out who the next Mike is. Or they said both y'all versus Trey next week. So
I was about to say, was it a handicap match? Or
Hey,
what am I, Andre the Giant? I got to go get his 2 guys.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Or maybe we'll make them tag in, like one for the first 30 minutes, one for the second 30 minutes.
Oh, Trey, I looked at
I'll be the leprechaun before every Notre Dame game.
Texas plays at Ohio State next year, opening game.
Okay, so we're
opener?
Yeah, it's August the 30th.
We're gonna run this back real quick.
That's gonna be a heck of a first game. Yeah.
All right, Mike, you haven't gotten to play this with us yet. We have work, play, live, ditch. Okay. We give you a set of players, coaches, whatever, and you have to pick which of these people you want to work with 40 hours a week. Which one you want to play? That's go out with them, hang out Friday nights. Live, this person is your next door neighbor, probably the head of the HOA. And ditch, when this person calls, you just let it go to voicemail.
Okay.
Okay. All right. You ready?
That's interesting. Yep.
So your 4 people are Raj, John, Trey, and Jamie.
Okay. That's where I thought that was going. So let's see. Oh God.
This is
The
fun.
toughest part-
You live or you live with a couple of these people.
Yeah, I already live with a couple
Real
of
life,
them.
you live with- It's not me. I'm not the one who lives with them.
Ditch
You know
would be
what?
interesting. That means you got to close the door.
Yeah, I know.
You got to close the door and not go live there.
You know what? I will say I'll start with Liv because I need to complete the Cinco Squad rounds. So I will live next door to Trey
There you go.
because I haven't.
That's fair.
That's the only one I haven't done yet. Work. Well, I've also worked with John in it, not in the same office, but we were working for the same company. You know what, Jamie?
Now remember, he can hear you on the other side of that wall.
Yeah, we've only got through one so far.
No.
Don't overthink it.
All right. You know what? I feel like I'm being disrespectful. Okay. So I'll work with Jamie because he coaches a swim team and I would enjoy that.
Wow. I'll play John and ditch Raj. I'm sorry. If only you knew how many times I've been ditched on this show, you would not feel bad for Raj. Raj ditches me before he hears the question, so he can't be too bad.
If I give you a roll tide, will that make things better?
No,
too
you already
late.
did.
We wouldn't believe it. Yeah. Hey, I don't get an oh no when I get ditched.
That's fair enough. I respect it. I respect your picks.
All right, fellas, we survived. One of y'all want to tell us, I guess, what's coming up next for Cinco Squad? What we got going on?
Wait, actually, before I have a hot seat question for you all, if you don't mind.
Ooh.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
bring it on.
Okay.
I'm ditching Herb.
No,
See
no,
what see what I mean?
hold on. Let me pull
All
up. I made a note of it.
Okay.
We were promised a surprise, and here it comes.
No, you're surprised with that callback. The fact that I actually remember that callback.
Oh yeah, that was good. I like that one.
Okay. Your kid, either one of you, your kids, they get scholarship to Auburn. They accept said scholarship. You have to now attend the Iron Bowl. How are we going about this?
Well, they're not my kids if they're going to Auburn.
Yeah, I mean, where did I go wrong in my life? We're probably sitting down with a counselor. We're trying to see what's. I mean, It better be a full ride.
It's
better
a full
be,
ride.
Okay,
paid for
So
it.
they're a starter.
They are starting. They are the starting quarterback, running back, some position that actually is getting the ball. So they're like active. They're out here.
I'm gonna have to wear like a split jersey,
Yeah.
like half Auburn, half Alabama. I'd have to do that. That's the only way. I could not go there just wearing Auburn paraphernalia with no Alabama. I could not do it. It'd be split jersey. I don't even know if
Mine
I'd
would
wear a
be
hat.
my son went to Auburn and all I got was this stupid T-shirt. That would be
Nice.
Yeah.
I have a
But-
follow-up hot seat question.
All
All right.
I'm going to take it back to a moment in history for this.
Okay.
To follow up, your kid
I would have just wished we would have gone to overtime instead.
gone to you know where it's headed. Goes to Auburn, and it happens again, except for it's your kid that's the returner. How do you react?
Oh, with amazement, like we're cheering, we're screaming, we're yelling. I grabbed a real Auburn shirt to cover up my crappy and my son went to Auburn shirt. So in all the pictures when we're celebrating, I'm like, yeah. But it's probably the most forced smile you've ever seen.
Yeah. I share the same sentiment as her. That's the only way I can survive that one. Oh my goodness. Now I'm sitting there thinking, are my kids going to go to Auburn? Oh,
yeah,
God.
he's just cursed you.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
All right. Guys, what you guys coming up?
As usual, a bunch of content. Shows always drop Thursday. We're starting to do a little more of our basketball content. We're getting close to NBA season. Like I said, every Thursday we drop sometime during the day, but we also are very heavy on Twitter. We're on Instagram, TikTok. All of our socials, Cinco Squad Pod 05. So definitely follow us, interact. We love to go back and forth, interact, and just laugh and have a good time. We'll have probably a lot Super Bowls coming up. We'll be together, so there'll be a lot of stuff. We'll probably do a special. Like last year, we did a special Super Bowl show. We also even did and anybody who wants it, I'll give them. We did a special prop bet thing where we kind of kept scores. We were like betting on who was going to have the first commercial and how long the national anthem. We had a bunch of prop bets. We had a special show with people coming on that had been on our show and friends that we kind of aired earlier in the day. So a lot of that will be coming up too. So definitely lock in with us. Like I said, we like to engage with folks. So
awesome.
Pull up on us.
Yeah, and they definitely do. That's how we first started getting hooked up with them, man. It was the interactions and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
we definitely appreciate you guys. Yeah. Thank y'all both for being on here. Thank you to having our kids go to Auburn. I don't even have kids, and now if I do, they're cursed to Auburn. So no thank you to either one of those. But appreciate everybody. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate all the love. Definitely check these guys out. Whole Cinco Squad, great guys, man. We've always enjoyed anytime.
Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate the invite as usual.
Yes.
Sir. Good luck to both of y'all. And man, hopefully we'll talk next week again. So for N Rodg Podcast, be on the lookout for any other videos and stuff we have. A lot of content coming out this week, and we will catch up with you next week. Oh, I guess I need to go back to. Sorry. Everybody have a wonderful night, and as always, roll tide.
Jeremiah Smith, come to Bama.